Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Esteemed FaceTime with Leaders, an initiative by World Development Corporation. I am Sunny Pancholi, anchor at World Development Corporation. FaceTime with Leaders is a platform for industry titans to share their experiences, thoughts, ideas, and best practices in order to inspire one another and future leaders. In a nutshell, we attempt to encapsulate the multi-decadal learnings acquired by these industry leaders. We also hope that by conducting these FaceTime with Leaders interviews, we can bring together a global community of eminent personalities. By bringing together such visionaries on one platform, we hope to play a part in inspiring the lives of other leaders. Great learnings from great leaders undoubtedly assist everyone by identifying, nurturing, and using the trade secrets that are proven success formulas for many. And this is what we aim for with these sessions, by making them a gathering of industry stalwarts and a knowledge-sharing community. We have one such industry titan on FaceTime with Leaders with us today, Mr. Suresh Menon. He is an accomplished professional with extensive experience in sales augmentation and business growth strategies. As the Director and CEO of ValueAdditions Sales and Marketing Private Limited, Mr. Menon leads a unique B2B Sales Augmentation Company that focuses on creating predictable business growth for its clients. He also serves as a trusted sales advisor to numerous business owners, ranging from micro to medium enterprises. He specializes in creating sales growth assessment reports that provides clarity on enabling metrics and identifying areas for improvement, enabling businesses to optimize their sales strategies and achieve sustainable growth. Welcome to FaceTime with Leaders, Mr. Menon.
Thank you very much, Sunny. Absolutely overwhelmed by the introduction and a pleasure to be here in FaceTime.
Pleasure, sir. So, Mr. Menon, could you let our viewers know about your journey of becoming CEO and Director at ValueAdditions?
Sure. That's my passion question, and I could go on for the entire day talking about it, but I will be sensitive of time. So I have this strange experience of actually evolving to the level of having my own company, being a CEO and a director, and have other co-directors and stakeholders. And that grew from the fact that I started off as a rookie sales guy and went on to become CEO or an employee CEO of companies worldwide in the IT industry. But a chance question by my son saying that, am I an IT guy or more of a sales guy, opened up that thought process. Sometimes children can really provoke you to think differently, which you never even anticipate. It was a chance question by my son, a child at that time, which he mentioned, are you more of a salesperson or are you more of an IT person? And then you realize that you cannot follow a particular rut because there's no tag which comes in saying that you need to only do this. One has to be open. And sales that really liberated me as a passion. Liberated me to become somebody who would say that selling is not about bluffing. Selling is not about communicating things incorrectly or being a smooth talker. I can be an introvert and yet be a great sales guy. I can be an extrovert and yet not be a great sales guy, certain things. So a lot of these learnings happened in my journey of being into sales, marketing, and of managing companies, project development and project management companies. These learnings gave birth to a new thought that sales indeed requires to be communicated as a profession, as a function, as a science. It is not that anybody can sell anytime. One has to be learning, one has to learn the art and the science. And this thought process led to the formation of ValueAdditions in 2008. It was more of a proprietary company and a partnership company thereafter, and it became private limited in 2011. That's when it became a sought after partner for companies large and small in different aspects that we do. So to answer your question, the journey happened when I took a pause, looked at where I am, and that question, which I decided to answer to my child, created the fact that why don't I create an organization that focuses on sales augmentation? Not selling for others, but creating sales as a process for companies in India and abroad. That's the culmination of the journey when ValueAdditions was born.
Menon, that was an excellent start to this interview. And it's an honor to interact with someone who exudes such a strong corporate personality. Okay, continuing our conversation, Mr. Menon, could you please bring down your professional learnings into 3 points?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Sunny, for mentioning the word learnings, because after being in the industry for 30 plus years, I realize how little I know about sales. Every day is a learning. Every interaction is a learning. But 3 learnings as a director or as a CEO of an organization or someone who interacts with both SMEs and corporates, 3 things I think has happened today. I think more after COVID, I would say, when the world changed forever. One is one has to be a networker, and networking to give, not to ask. So when I network with somebody, my intention should be unko kya milega? What is it that I can give them? That should be the aspect. So networking to give is one learning. Second is action speaks louder than words. I can give a long speech worth like miles of paper, but I think one action, I think that's more intrinsic to me and for others. So action speaks louder than words is the second learning. And the third learning, I would say, is to be a leader, I need to follow the ones whom I'm leading, which means empathy. So I think the leader that I realize is the effective leader is the one who leads from behind, who understands that his audience or his ones who follow him have to be leaders first, and the leadership becomes that much more easy. So I think empowering our followers, when I say followers, I don't mean that like a guru or a sant. I mean our stakeholders, our employees, our customers, everybody who looks up to you to deliver what you are committed. It's important to be empathetic. So being empathetic, networking to give, and action speaks louder than words. I think that I would summarize. Thank you, Sunny, for making me articulate these 3 learnings.
Great. So building on that, our viewers would like to know, have you ever in your professional life felt that you had to expand your work purview unwillingly, but when you did, it turned out to be a good move?
Oh yeah, I think let me take from one of these learnings only. A lot of times when you're in a comfort zone, you decide to take it for granted. But I decided to put myself into a discomfort zone. For example, I'm part of a networking organization, a global organization, and we have to reach every morning, rain or shine, okay, twice or thrice a week. Now, getting out of my comfort zone and going there deliberately, even if there was no requirement to, but just going there to network, to give, suddenly opened up opportunities which I never thought would have happened. Opportunities of collaboration, opportunities to deliver my products and services better by collaborating, opportunity to get into areas which one never got into. For example, being in consulting, I was under the impression that one format of consulting is here to stay. But whether it is artificial intelligence or chat GPT, which have come in now, I realized that these things have to be integrated into the consulting, into the augmentation that we do. These learnings came not from Google or by reading. These learnings came from interactions, from networking, which I could have easily missed out. But because I decided to kind of expand by getting out of my comfort zone, it opened up new avenues. I would have never thought these avenues would happen. I could have been in my comfort cocoon. But this is how purviews opened up, of expanding, of creating new verticals which never existed. So that's the I think experience that I've had of increasing the purview.
Okay, so since we are talking about technology, here is my next for you. What are some of the most remarkable changes with technology you have seen, with changes in your industry? And what changes do you expect to see with the advent of IoT, AI, ML, like blockchain, big data, Web 3.0, etc.?
I think the important thing is to, first of all, be comfortable that it's the human being that drives the technology, not the other way around. So if I get into a business or a vertical and use any of these technologies as if it would be applicable to me, I use it to make my products or services better, more efficient. and only integrate that part. And slowly but steadily getting customer feedback, I keep on getting into next versions of implementation. So don't get into the well whole hog. Do it step by step. Do interactions, do IT, technology amalgamations in a step-by-step manner. I think that's the key to success. And more importantly, I think don't make it happen by yourself. Please make sure that technology experts are spoken to and do it, because sometimes they might tell you this technology is not required to be done. Don't do it for the sake of doing it. Do it if it's going to add value to your product and service, because some services will still remain technology agnostic, but still make sense. Some services and products would require technology adaptation. Technology could be anything. Using of an Excel is also technology. Using of Chat GPT also is technology. So I think technology has to be understood not like a demon, but like an enabler. And if it's going to add value to your stakeholders, it has to be done in a systematic manner, is what I think I am learning each day.
Rightly said, Mr. Menon. So moving on to the next question. Have you ever felt a need, rather a better need, for ESG integration in your industry?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I firmly believe that, like, for example, competition, I don't think ever exists. I always thought it earlier, the competition nahi hai. Everybody is building up the market. But then those were days when I was not sure about myself. If I say competition is not relevant, will it elicit laughter? People might mock, kya bol raha hai, no? But today, I think in today's world, it's about collaboration. I've seen so many competitors working together for a common cause to make sure that collaborations happen. So environment, whether it's my environment of a social environment, whether it is an environment of my business, it's important that environment is focused on, because when environment becomes healthier, automatically we become, as organizations, healthier. But the same yardstick, since you mentioned about ESG, I think governance of not only monetary governance or business governance, I think these are times when businesses are going beyond liabilities and assets in terms of rupees and paise, in terms of dollars and cents. These are times when balance sheet is talking about how many lives did we impact. It's at times when one is realizing that the balance sheet is not only for one financial year. So what if I didn't meet a target of 1 year, right? I can keep on extending and do something better. The targets are for the government submissions or for the income tax department or financial submitting. I think the times are now that if I can add value to my environment of stakeholders, environment of employees, environment of the people around me, automatically the business becomes healthier. I think it's more about happiness instead of about profit. Profit for the sake of profit, I think, is not making sense. I think that is becoming clearer. There are so many such success stories. So I think environment, social environment, whether it is nature, being responsible to nature, environment, whether it is business, approach, ethics, are all making sense. Governance obviously comes into it. Being compliant, not because there is a deadline to be paid, compliant naturally. For example, making sure that a GST is billed and GST is paid, for example. Making sure that things are happening all above board are making businesses become so much more clearer, so much more focused, that happiness is becoming an integral part of every business. So I think, and from that point of view, ESG to me means much more than the terms ESG. And it is definitely giving you rich dividends to the extent that some customers give me more value, better pricing than a competitor in the context of a particular deal, because the customers feel that this company probably is more dependable. Okay, they don't do shortcuts. So it adds value, because everyone wants to work with somebody who is dependable and don't take shortcuts. Nobody requires shocks. Everyone wants a kind of a nice and a clean relationship in business or otherwise. So I think it's adding value otherwise also by following ESG in the way I described ESG.
Right. So building on that, our viewers would like to know, as an ESG and corporate governance expert, what values do you bring to the table?
Uh, I think so. So as somebody who really resonates with corporate governance, I really feel that it's important that every aspect, timely board review, whether it's a small company or a two partner operation, or whether it's a large organization, it's important to do timely reviews. It's important to today do board meetings. So board meetings exist only in large corporates where board is mandatory, but I've realized even in smaller organizations, whether it's family owned or whether it is otherwise, it's important to place the entity called the company first and talk of myself not as a director of the company who somebody owns. If I like something, but it's not good for my company, I should not be implementing. So it's important. So I do this thing, which I think catches the imagination of several of my associates and customers, of making sure that the company is put like a goddess or like a devi in a particular boardroom, and make the business owners or directors step out from that company and look at that company as an entity, saying, "Aap jo bol rahe ho, is it making sense for you?" Maybe yes. Is it making sense for the company? And quite often the answer is not. Then they realize that I'm trying to make the company accept what is I think is good for me. So once they distract themselves or detach themselves from the company, they starting taking decisions which is for the benefit of the company. So it's important, in my opinion, to do timely reviews, detaching yourself from the company, because it's important for the company to have its own identity rather than the identity of the owners. So my focus is the value that I bring to the table is to focus on using the tool of detachment when a company review is being done, is in progress. Detachment is so important, and that really makes the company really grow. It really opens up new opportunities, removes misunderstandings between stakeholders, because whatever I'm doing, it's like a mother and a father. Both of them might love their children, but they have both points of view which is going to help the child better. And if both of them have two different points of view, then they definitely agree that this thing has to be done or not done, or the child will improve. The difference of opinion gets channelized not to settle personal egos, but for the child to become better. So likewise, I think companies require to be taken care in a detached manner by its parents.
Menon, we are building a community of industry magnates. The move is meant for cross-pollination of knowledge and building a knowledge-sharing community of corporate giants and industry experts. So what are your thoughts about these initiatives taken by Mr. Zishan Pathan, Mr. Heval Mehta, and the whole team of WDC?
So team WDC, Zishan and Heval, I mean, I saw them on electronically and digitally, but immediately struck a chord. For me, it was not only about board of directors of being a ESG expert or an independent board director on boards of companies, but also for the large micro and small organizations which are today growing. The need for having a platform for commonality of ideas and exchanges is so relevant today than any time before. Because all said and done, there's no argument that we are going to be driven as an economy, whether it's India or the world, by the SMEs, by the micro and small organizations and professionals. It's important, if I can use the word corporate in this context, for SMEs, even if somebody starts a business yesterday, to be corporatized, if that's the right English word, corporatized system from day one. And how do you get the corporate system in place? By actually governing the board with a sense of independence and detachment, with a sense of getting a new point of view. And this is what brings to the table. As an independent director, this networking opportunity between directors go beyond what the MCA guidelines say, because a lot of things might be there on MCA guidelines or the board aspects, but so many things happen on the field in practical manner. And that practicality to exchange and understand each other has to happen in a platform. And I'm so glad that Zishan and Havel created this platform, not only in terms of interaction, but also about upping the game, of making the game so well that it really opened up doors, it really opening up doors for exchange of ideas. And you know what? In an overall situation, the ethicality of a business would go to the next level once this platform really takes shape. Because the directors and the advisors who go from this platform would carry the message of systems, of ethics, of compliance, of doing things in a manner that will benefit the business and its stakeholders and so on and so forth. And obviously the economy. So I really salute, kudos, looking forward to newer ideas and newer opportunities to be imbibed in this platform.
Mr. Menon, your expertise and passion for the subject matter were evident throughout the interview, and it was so inspiring to witness your dedication to excellence, really. A fantastic conversing with you, and I'm confident that your insights will inspire the future leaders. Thank you so much, Mr. Menon, for joining us today. Wish you the best for your future endeavors. Moreover, trust that this initiative by Directors Institute has unquestionably expanded the participants' understanding and enriched their minds.
Thank you very much, Sunny. You indeed threw sunshine in this interaction.
Thank you so much. Have a nice day.